Hello parents and students, this is Miss Hook, one of the language arts teachers at the Pennsauken Intermediate School. I am here with a video on section 2. I will be going over the spelling and grammar pages, pages 208, 210, 211, and 212. We're going to start with page 208. On page 208, the students need to write the spelling word that best completes each group of words. So for number 1, the words are preparation, training, and then one of the spelling words has to be picked that would fit into that group. And the word that fits would be number 9, practice. So the students will just write the word next to number 1. Then they would move on to number 2, workplace, department, and the word that would fit in with number 2 would be number 12, office. So they would just write office as the answer for number 2. The next page, page 210, is the same as they did for section 1. They have to read the paragraph, circle the misspelled word, and then replace it with the correct spelling with the spelling word. So we would start with my sister Jenny's new guide dog Goldie is now a welcome member of our household. She came with very little baggage, just one squeaky toy. I see that the word baggage is misspelled, so you would circle the word baggage, and then you would write it correctly on the line for number 1. And again, this paper is one that the students are very familiar with because they have done it numerous times for homework. The next page, 211, is a little more challenging. This page is on adverbs. An adverb is a word that tells something about a verb. Some adverbs tell how, some adverbs tell when, and some adverbs tell where. An adverb can come before or after a verb, and most adverbs that tell how end with the suffix of ly. So I would start this page by reading the blurb at the top explaining what an adverb is, and then you have your example. It says the adverbs in this sentence tell about the verb played. So our sentence is, yesterday our puppy played happily outside. So yesterday would be an adverb that tells us when the puppy played. And then happily outside is the other adverb that tells us how the puppy played and where the puppy played. Now, this page, again, was sent to you without the underlines. So I'm going to start by giving you the underlines for numbers 1 through 5, and then I will show you how to do one of the answers from each section. So for numbers 1 through 5, it says the verb in each sentence is underlined. You are going to write the adverb and then tell whether it's a how, when, or where adverb. So first, the word that needs to be underlined for number 1 is the word talked. Number 2, the word licked. Number 3, the word hugged. Number 4, the word plays. And number 5, the word taught. So now that we have all of the underlines, let's take a look at the first sentence. Leon talked softly to the new puppy. So we know that the verb is talked because that's the underlined word. And now we need to figure out what the adverb is. Again, the adverb describes the verb. So how did Leon talk to the new puppy? He talked softly. And again, there's the ly, which will help you figure out which one of the words is the adverb. So then over here, you would put the word softly because that's the adverb. And then softly tells you when, how, or where, and that would be how. How did Leon talk? He talked softly. And then you would do the same thing for numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. For numbers 6 through 10, the students need to underline the adverb and then write the verb it describes. So our first sentence says, someday Robo will learn how to behave. And we're looking for the adverb. An adverb, again, tells us how, when, or where something happens. So the adverb in this sentence would be someday. So you would underline that, and then you would use that to figure out what is the verb. And so the verb in this sentence is will learn. And then you would write that over here on the side. So you're underlining the adverb, you're writing the verb. And then the students will do the same thing for 7, 8, 9, and 10. The last page that I'm going to explain to you is page 212. Page 212 is very similar to page 211. It's about adverbs. Again, there's a little blurb at the top that you can read. An adverb is a word that usually tells something about the verb. Some adverbs tell us how often something is happening. And then we have some examples. We usually walk in the park. Usually would be the adverb. Ralph sometimes barks at the birds. Sometimes would be the adverb. And those are adverbs that tell us how often something is happening. Usually, sometimes. Some adverbs tell how much of something is done. He ate enough, but he hardly slept. So enough and hardly would be our adverbs. There again is the ly that will help you identify the adverb. And the last one, she almost won the race. And almost would be the adverb, again telling us how much of something is happening. So for numbers 1 through 5, the verb in each sentence is underlined, and then the students need to write the adverb that tells how often something is happening. So for numbers 1 through 5, the first thing you need to do is underline the verbs in the sentence. So for number 1, the verb is take. Number 2, the verb is visit. Number 3, the verb is make. Number 4, the verb is barks. And number 5, the verb is barks. So then I always take my dog Pal for a walk. Again, you're looking for how often something happens. And the verb is take. So the adverb would be always. How often does that happen? It happens always. And then you would write always on the line over here. And the students will complete that for numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. For numbers 6 through 10, the students need to underline the adverb and then write the verb that it describes. So number 6, we sometimes swim with our dogs. Swim would be the verb. And then sometimes would be the adverb, because that would either tell us how much or how often something is occurring. So again, the students need to find the verb, write it over here, and then go back and underline the adverb. And again, sometimes the adverbs have the ly, which will help you identify them. Other times, they do not have the ly, so you're going to have to look through the sentence to figure out. But think about the questions of how much or how often something is happening. Okay, thank you. If you have any other questions, please reach out to Ms. Dustman or myself.